All right, well, President Trump, of course, we've been talking about this, is headed to Davos tonight to attend the 2026 World Economic Forum. His push to purchase Greenland is poised to be a key issue at this week's Switzerland-based event. But despite intensifying tensions over the island nation's future, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent insisted the relationship between the U.S. and Europe remains strong while speaking in Davos today.
Sit back, relax. I am confident that the leaders will not escalate and that this will work out in a manner that ends up in a very good place for all, for national security, for the U.S. and for Europe.
CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro is following all of this from the White House. Aaron, I'm curious your perspective on this. You know, we are going to see the president be in Davos. I've been there. It's normally a joyful, sort of exciting time where leaders come together. How do you think the president will be received given the tensions over Greenland?
Kelly and Vlad, good morning. At least over the past few days, there seems to be two approaches to Trump that have been shown from European leaders on this, to either try and de-escalate with the president or show more pushback to his plan to tear off countries that don't allow the U.S. to acquire Greenland. And both of these approaches are shown in private text messages that Trump himself has shared on Truth Social. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte seems to want to de-escalate, saying in a text that he is committed to finding a way forward on Greenland. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron texted President Trump, quote, "I don't understand what you are doing in Greenland." And there is also this threat from European Union countries to launch an anti-coercion measure known as a, quote, trade bazooka, which could allow the EU to cease imports of U.S. goods and services. EU countries will hold an emergency summit in Brussels on Thursday to talk about all of this. And President Trump himself said last night he has agreed to a meeting later this week with the relevant European countries in Davos.
All right. So even if the president is not yet arrived in Switzerland, Aaron, leaders are already reacting to some of his words and his forthcoming appearance. What are they saying to you?
Including U.S. leaders. California Governor Gavin Newsom, a potential 2028 presidential candidate himself, talked to our colleague Ed O'Keefe about the approach he's been seeing from European countries as President Trump has really pushed his agenda forward when it comes to Greenland. Take a listen to what he told Ed O'Keefe.
European Union, it's critical that they develop a backbone, clarity, conviction as it relates to the way they've been treated, the way the world order has been treated in alliances, and particularly one of our great NATO allies, Denmark and Greenland. So the whole thing is absurd. I think this Greenland exercise is a joke. And so just, again, there's no other way to color it. And he's also painting himself in a corner, Trump. It's pretty obvious. He's not going to invade. And he now doesn't have many cards to play. And so this is an opportunity for the European Union to punch him in the face.
For his part, President Trump told reporters last night he does not anticipate much pushback to his actions to take over Greenland. And again, questioned the ownership of the Kingdom of Denmark, questioned the ownership that they have over the country of Greenland.
Yeah, Aaron, we are seeing some pushback, though, in the markets. You can see on your screen the Dow almost down 700 points. Investors don't seem to like that uncertainty. Aaron Navarro, thank you.